Your indoor air could be impairing your ability to think by over 20%. And the air inside our homes is often up to 5 times more polluted than outdoor air. These two facts alone sent me on a multi-month mission to fix it. And I ended up designing and building this from scratch. A custom air quality monitor that measures more than almost anything on the market. It doesn't rely on any cloud services, has its own local webpage for live data, and even works perfectly with Home Assistant for smart home functionality. In this video, I'll be showing you everything that went into making it and how you can get one or even make one for yourself so that you can start tracking your own air. And after testing it in my own day-to-day, the results were surprising, so more on that in just a bit. Now, air quality monitors are nothing new. But after shopping around online, the options just left a lot to be desired. On one end, you have the cheap monitors that you just know are gonna be inaccurate, and on the other, you've got the more premium options, which definitely come with a price tag. And across the board, most of these still rely on downloading their third-party apps or using their cloud services and still miss a ton of the important measurements. I really needed something that was unlike anything I could find, so it was time to get to work. Jumping straight into the design, the first thing I knew I wanted was a display that looked good in any room. And that's where this comes in. It's an e-paper display, the same kind you'd find on something like a Kindle. It has a really natural look and actually uses so little power that the text stays on the screen even if you unplug it. For the actual air measurements, the heavy lifting is done by this. It's called the Sen 66, made by a Swiss company named Sensirion. Like I was saying, most monitors only track basic things like CO2, temperature, and humidity, but this tiny module is on a different level. In addition to those, it also measures VOCs, NOx, and 4 different levels of particulate matter, covering pretty much everything that you would care about for indoor air quality. For the brain of this device, I went with the ESP32, a really tiny but powerful microcontroller that also has built-in Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Now, picking the right parts is really only half the battle. At this point, this is the prototype I was working with, so how do you go from this complete mess of wires to a clean, compact footprint that's pretty much plug and play? Well, that's where this comes in, the custom printed circuit board. This was designed pretty painstakingly in a program called KiCad. All these lines you're seeing here are actually individual wires that end up inside the real board. But doing this let me connect all the hardware together, including the ESP32 and connectors for the sensor and display, so that everything fits perfectly on a single compact board. Once I had the design dialed in, to bring it to life, I sent it over to PCBWay, who were also kind enough to sponsor this video. They made the process super easy. I just uploaded my design files to their website, placed the order, and it was completely hands-off from there. I watched the boards go through the manufacturing process, and they arrived at my door fully assembled from literally halfway across the world in just a week or two. They also offer other services like 3D printing and CNC machining. My experience was great, so definitely check them out. And thanks again to PCBWay for helping bring this project to life. Now, moving on, with all the parts in hand, everything still needed a proper home. So I opened up my CAD software and designed an enclosure that I was easily able to 3D print. I went through a lot of filament on this one, but the final assembly is dead simple. The sensor fits into its own slot right here. Then, with the flat cable from the display hooked up, the board slots in right next to the sensor and the connector gets plugged in. The display comes around and the cover just goes right on top. Finally, there's just a couple hidden screws to complete the build. I also thought a translucent look would be cool too, so I ended up with a couple different versions here. Now with everything together, all that was left was the software. And this is the part where things can get a little tricky. I'm sure you know the frustration of buying a brand new device just to find out you need to download some app and create an account before you can start using it. I wanted to avoid all of that. So no app, no account creation, no cloud syncing. And to make that happen, I used an open source platform called ESPHome to write the software, making sure that everything runs 100% local on my home network. And I actually set it up so that you don't have to connect it to anything. If you just wanted it to work as a standalone monitor, you plug it in and it instantly starts reading your air quality with literally zero setup. But if you did want to check your air from your phone or your computer, I wanted to make that as frictionless as possible too. So instead of building some clunky app, I programmed the side button here to pull up a QR code on the display. You scan it and it brings you to a web page running on the device itself, showing all the live metrics. And if you use Home Assistant for your smart home like I do, it gets even better because once it's connected to Wi-Fi, it pops up in Home Assistant automatically. No type of pairing process needed, All the data just shows up right here in my dashboard exactly how I wanted it. So with all the hardware running, it was finally time to test. Just to see that things were working, I first did a quick test with some rubbing alcohol, which sent the VOC readings super high, as expected. Then I shook out a small rag near it, which showed up right away in the particulate matter readings, also as expected. To start with the real testing, I just wanted to see what was going on in a normal day-to-day setting, like sitting in a room without any windows open. After just a few hours working at my desk, CO2 levels were already at 1,000 parts per million. And overnight, levels were spiking well over 1,200. And again, it's been shown that these levels can cause up to a 20% decrease in cognitive ability, and I can tell you I was definitely feeling that. But look at the difference when all I do is crack open a window. The graph drops down like a rock back to normal levels, and again, I could feel the difference, but depending on where you live, opening a window might actually bring in stuff from outside, like pollution, smoke, that kind of thing. So what I did was I connected my air purifier up to Home Assistant and set up a simple automation. Whenever there's high particulate matter or VOC levels detected, it instantly kicks on the air purifier to its highest setting. Within just a few minutes, the air purifier cleans the room and we're back at normal levels. Finally, just for fun, I actually took the monitor into my car with me for a drive down the freeway, and I was surprised. I turned on recirculate mode, and by doing that, the CO2 inside the cabin hit high levels really fast. Within just a few minutes, it was reading at over 1,000 parts per million. If there was just one more person in the car, it would have been way worse. And honestly, sitting at high levels like this for long drives like a road trip is probably dangerous. So yeah, I'll be using recirculate a little bit less. But at the end of the day, the solutions, at least at home, are pretty straightforward. Just open a window and make sure you're running an air purifier. But you can't fully solve the problem unless you've got the data. So building this was definitely well worth the effort. And now I have it tracking my air 24/7. If you want one of these for yourself, there's a couple options. First, if you're the kind of person that likes to get hands-on and build things yourself, well, you're in luck, because I've made this entire project completely open source. That means all the circuit board design files, the 3D CAD models, the entire software stack, and step-by-step instructions are completely free for you to download. But if you just want something that works out of the box, I'm doing a limited production run over at my storefront, Syntropy Labs. Whether you want a fully assembled plug-and-play unit, a complete kit with all the parts you'll need, or just the printed circuit board by itself, you can secure a pre-order right now and they'll be shipping out in about a month. All the links to the open source files and the Syntropy Labs store will be down in the description below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.